What's up, guys? I'm CJ here with Mike and Richard. We're going to bring another episode of Superhero Sundays. Spoiler alerts. If you haven't seen this movie or any shows we're going to talk about, go watch them. Then come back and join us. When you come back and join us, make sure you like and subscribe because any and all support is greatly appreciated. So with all that being said, let's do a little cheers. Boom. All right, let's go ahead and dive into all this. Mr. Palps over there, Mike Diaz, man. Go ahead and sprinkle in some stuff. Your thoughts, man. What do you think about this? I enjoyed it, but what's your thoughts, man?
I mean, just so we're all clear, the Suicide Squad was a decent movie, but
one of the better DC movies.
What I don't like is people hyping up a movie for the wrong reasons, and making people get these high expectations for a movie that has no reason to have them. Because to be honest, it would do far better if people actually gave their honest opinion.
Yeah. Yes, people will probably just saying they like it just because they're DC fans, or is that what you're thinking, or what?
I mean, when you're hyping up a character like King Shark, or on all social media, for the saying like, oh, Suicide Squad is the best thing ever because we should all protect King Shark because he's adorable.
What? Some of the stuff you see on Reddit, you're like, what is going on? Like, what is wrong with these people?
It's like he had very few lines in the movie. Yeah, sure, he said this is hand or bird or new dumb friends, but that's not the reason why the movie was good.
Yeah, no.
And shout out to Sylvester Stallone for being King Shark, if people don't know about that.
King Shark is the Groot of Suicide Squad.
King Shark is not Groot because Groot actually had a powerful line in the movie in the first
We are Groot.
Yeah, we are Groot. You can't knock that line. That line was a very shot in the heart type of line. So yes, Groot he says Groot, I am Groot, but he had more impactful lines than.
That's so funny. That's embarrassing, bro. Like, all you say is I am Groot, we are Groot, and you're like much more of a say more impactful.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh, you're right. Much more impactful character than
more impact by saying 3 lines over and over again, or 3 words over I am Groot, than half of the casted characters in the Suicide Squad.
Hey, it's the writing, it's the directors, and it's James. James did it. I guess he let you down with King Shark, huh?
No, again, I like the movie. I enjoy King Shark as the character. He was very much like Waylon in the first Suicide Squad. What was his name?
Killer Croc.
Killer Croc. There you go.
Yeah.
It's just again another replaced character with another, animal person.
I feel like people, girls, namely, connected more with Killer Shark than they did with Killer Shark than they did with Killer Croc. Oh, my bad. Then King Shark. And in theaters, like you can hear people like, "Oh, poor King Shark," or even the Weasel. Like they're like, "Oh, when he died," I thought it was hilarious. That was the beginning of the movie. I was dying laughing. When he died, and they're like, "Oh, poor Weasel," and it's like they literally just said that Weasel killed 26 kids. Like you really like you feel bad for him. Like, oh, poor Weasel, or even Shark. He's a murderer, man. He's crazy and vicious, but you connect with these characters, and maybe because they're animals. But
I think that's one of the reasons why this movie didn't hit the right notes, when people completely forget about really impactful things like this Weasel murdered 27 children. And they're like, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, but he's cute.
Yeah, and he's funny. He makes funny noises.
Yeah. But that's a real impactful line. Like this thing, or whatever you want to call it, is not a good person at all, but people are like, baby.
Nah, he's not baby person. No way. Yeah. Oh, no, man.
Because that's the connection that you made. You said King Shark is like Groot.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all. Groot's an actual hero, like that is selfless, that does all these things for his family. and you're comparing it to King Shark, who's
Hey,
just
I'm not trying to say like the characters are parallel. I'm just saying it was more of a parallel in the James Gunn eye, where James Gunn had a character who had minimal lines. Now in this movie, King Shark is that character who has minimal lines. And I get it. I agree with you that their lines spoken are more like Groot is more impactful than King Shark. Hands down, for sure. I won't dispute that. I was just saying from the director's view, that was his guy that he chose or whatever that said, this guy is going to have minimal lines. And I'm just making that parallel.
Yeah, where you have to use that character in certain situations to use those little funny little lines that you can only say. You got to put them in the right spots. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, and I guess also because King Shark, he's a killer. He's vicious, and Groot, like Mike said, he's more of a hero. But yes, people still connected with those characters. They were still they felt bad when King Shark was getting shot up when he was on the ground by the bad guys. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just trying to compare. Go ahead.
Or everybody thought it was hilarious that the Suicide Squad would just murder all those people in the camp, but it turns out that they were the good guys.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, it's funny, but
you killed innocent people.
Yeah, it's terrible. But that's the whole point. It's supposed to be dark, right? It's not your basic superhero movie because none of them are superheroes.
Yeah.
But they're trying to do a good thing.
I guess that's the difference between DC and Marvel, because, or even Marvel before, I guess it was Fox. Deadpool, I don't think he didn't kill any innocent people in his movies, even though he's that anti-hero type of thing, somewhat similar. Or even Marvel has these characters that are very much walking that line, like the Punisher or those type of characters, but they still never
because they crossed the line to where innocent people actually were killed
for a laugh.
I don't think that happened.
But I mean, it was funny, but it's one of those things where how did this movie progress if we didn't just kind of like push that aside? Because the whole point is that they took this group, these rebellion people, right, and then they continued helping them. And rebellion would have never continued helping somebody that just murdered their entire camp.
I mean, they had a choice, but
I mean, they had a choice.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where kind of like you kind of just look the other way.
On this show, we recognize real life heroes. And on this episode, we're going to recognize Neil. Neil is a traveling nurse from Texas. Neil is a traveling nurse who is about to start grad school for his doctorate in anesthesia, which has been a dream of his since high school. His mother was a big inspiration for him becoming a nurse, and he says being a nurse during the pandemic has been tough. Seeing otherwise healthy individuals suddenly die has been so emotional and taxing, but has been a journey. He says 2020 is a year we will never forget in nursing and in healthcare in general. So Neil, thank you for what you're doing, man. Thank you for traveling and investing your time and your life with saving people, helping people. So thank you for what you do. We appreciate you. Congrats. All right, that's another episode of Superhero Sundays. Thanks for tuning in. God bless you guys. Peace out.